What's going on, everyone? Welcome to our third podcast of the Big Idea Hard Sell. We got an interesting topic today, which is should be good to talk about. QR codes. We're gonna talk about QR codes, guys. Let's do it. Maybe Mario can
tell everybody what QR codes are, Mario?
So pretty much QR codes, you might see them. They're pretty much like a barcode, and you use your cell phone to scan it, and your cell phone can decode the information that's stored on these QR codes, and they'll lead you to either a website, Facebook page, or pretty much any tidbit of information you want to lead people to. They're nice and convenient. Yeah, Eric.
I guess we just kind of want to talk about how we can use them as students, and like, because you're starting to see them now everywhere in advertising, but
Exactly.
they're not always maybe the most relevant situations. So I guess we can talk about a bit how we use them as students in our work.
Pretty much. I mean, we can talk about where we've seen them. Maybe the downsides to them as well. Of course, not everyone knows what QR codes are. Not everyone even has smartphones that can decode QR codes. So I think as more common they come.
Anybody with a Zach Morris style cell phone.
Brick phone.
Big giant brick? Yeah, that's
exactly.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into it. Let's start this. So they started out in Japan originally, right? They're a lot more popular there than they are here, I'd say. But I mean, I guess it's, we're starting to see them a lot more. National Post, as an example, has them all over their newspapers.
Yeah.
Calvin Klein did one a few months ago to launch their fall 2010 campaign. They actually replaced 3 of their billboards, 2 of them in New York, downtown New York City.
Yeah.
One of them in, where did they put them? Sunset Boulevard in LA, sorry. Pretty much they're giant billboards with a QR code on them. And the headline read, "See it uncensored." And what it was users can use their smartphones, scan the QR code, and they saw a 40-second advertisement with a few models. Once the advertisement was done, they'd link them, they were able to share it either on their Facebook or Twitter page. Calvin Klein only kept this up for about a week. They weren't too sure what the results and feedback would be. But the one benefit, I guess, of using this giant QR code is with billboards, it's hard to measure their impact, really. And with at least the QR code, even with the billboard and even without a billboard, right, it's easier to measure impact with the QR code because you can actually see how many people scanned them in, how many people shared them as well, right?
Yeah, very impactful.
They are. I mean, as I guess more people know about them, the more they will be used. I don't know.
Right.
Have you guys seen any cool examples? You mentioned that Ralph Lauren.
Yeah, Ralph Lauren also did it for his spring and fall fashion catalogs. You would scan the QR code with your cell phone, and it would open up like this T-shirt thing, and you like scroll through all their clothes.
Pretty cool.
More recently, actually, when Inception is going to be released on DVD, they're using snap tags and QR codes. So you would take a picture of this QR code on the DVD box, and it would send you extra video footage and extra content about the movie, like right to your cell phone. Which is actually really sweet, really sweet. Kind of ties into like solving your dreams, kind of thing, which is really cool.
I think it's just cool how versatile they are. Like, you can use them in so many different mediums. Like, they can be huge on a billboard, but then they can also be extremely small on a DVD case.
Or like a business card or anywhere.
Oh, definitely,
I've seen them on bottles of wine all the time.
Yeah,
now.
that's right.
I can't think of what brand it is, but every bottle of wine by whatever brand it was, they have the QR code, and then you can just kind of scan it, see. They recommend what to eat with it.
Nice.
Just how to chill it, and how to properly drink it, and it's really cool. It's really open-ended, I think.
It helps with layout space too. Think about it, how much information you actually have without actually filling space upon your layout, right?
Just as another example, Eric and I are working on a DM piece now for a clothing boutique, and it's kind of a newer boutique, so they're just trying to get people to find out where they are, what they deal with. So we have a QR code, pretty much. You just scan it and it actually gives you directions right to the store. So for them, that's kind of invaluable.
It'll actually bring up Google Maps.
Or sorry, it brings you Google Map.
Yeah, and it'll actually show you the exact location, like
where it is
in 1 second, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's really good for businesses now, especially a newer business like that. They don't have a lot of money they want to spend on advertising. It's free advertising essentially with that.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
It's an easy way to engage the consumer, like even with the National Post, like they have so much online content now that you can, as you're reading the paper, they have QR codes all over the place. brings you to an extended story or to
Yeah,
more
it's just like a
information,
side
just
piece to
kind
the
of,
story.
So
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, you could. I mean, you can put them in DM campaigns. Think of it. You could do a scavenger hunt almost with QR codes as well.
Yeah, I was just gonna
Right?
say, like, QR codes can be used like another form of storytelling. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you put all these
Exactly.
different QR codes on all these different posters. You make people like interact with them. You can tell more of a story.
Almost like, you know, your choose your own ending books.
Yeah, there you go. Right? Yeah, we do
I think
that
it's
kind of stuff.
like it's just kind of starting, like it's just getting to the top of what QR codes can do. I think
Definitely.
Like
Yeah.
already, there's so many wicked things you can do with it. Like Eric said, like just taking you to Facebook or National Post, reading more about the story. But I think it's just getting started. Like augmented reality, like they're gonna kind of be obviously they're big now, but that's gonna be the next big thing. I
yeah.
think.
Well, the thing is, too, I don't think, like, even if I was making ads and that kind of stuff, I wouldn't use a QR code as my main piece of my ad. The reason why
Right.
is because a lot of people don't have smartphones that can decode QR
Right.
codes. And the other thing is, a lot of people don't even know what the heck they are.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Well, there's lazy people too, right? They just want what they want is something just laid out for them.
definitely.
They don't want to take that extra 2 seconds to kind of scan it.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if they do have a smartphone and then kind of pop it up. But
For sure. I mean,
it's kind of like the added piece.
as
to the
for
app.
student use, on my business card, definitely would use one to link people to my website.
it's good.
And on my portfolio
did
as
you-
well to give a online version of it as well.
Sounds like you took that idea from somebody
Oh,
sitting
yeah?
around this round table there, Mark.
Who was that?
I'm not going to name names, but
We're pointing any fingers.
side note, we would just like to point out that we're not slaves to corporate advertising at all.
Anyways, moving on. Moving on.
Where do you see QR codes going in the future from where they are now?
In the future, I think as more people know about them, they'll be a lot more wide used. It'd be nice to be able to do something where you can hide QR codes in the sense that you'd have to use your cell phone to scan an advertisement to
Yeah.
try to find it.
Definitely,
Right.
Sort of like
definitely.
a scavenger hunt for the QR code.
What do you think the upside is for the advertiser to hide it though?
The upside, the interaction. I mean,
Yeah.
how funny would it be seeing people with their cell phones just trying to scan a giant like transit poster
Yeah,
or
definitely.
that kind of stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It engages the consumer for sure, right? Adds the element of fun.
Right.
Definitely does. I mean, I'm a big fan of them, no doubt. I'm definitely learning more about them every day, and I definitely want to implement them more. I mean, for sure, there's uses where they're relevant, but there's definitely uses where they're not relevant as well.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the problem right now is that because it's a new thing, everyone's just throwing them everywhere.
Yeah.
You see them all over Toronto on posters,
Yeah,
and
that's
things like that.
I think that's what we're kind of learning too, is to make them useful, not
Yeah.
just putting a QR for the use of just putting it there.
Exactly
Actually making it relevant to whatever you're doing with
It's
it.
like social media. Don't use social media for the sake of using social
Yeah,
media.
you gotta
right?
find a good match for it, right? Kind of deal, right? So
Exactly.
How do you think QR codes would fit in with social media, or do they?
They fit,
yeah.
for sure. I mean, it saves you the hassle of going on www.facebook.com or opening up your
Yeah.
Facebook app
Right.
on your iPhone, that sort of thing. Scanning the QR code, you're there automatically.
takes you
right?
straight to that link, right?
Yeah,
It'd be a nice feature if the iPad finally came out with the camera.
yeah.
It'd definitely help it out. But who knows? Maybe for the second generation,
Yeah.
they might make it better.
Yeah, well, even BlackBerry, right? The QR code. That's kind of like the big thing with BlackBerry. Just hey, here's my contact info. Take a
It's
picture,
just-
scan
it's
it.
that-
There
so-
you go.
It's just so instant. It's
Yeah.
instant interaction where
Yeah.
you don't have to go back to your laptop or even like you don't even have to type anything.
Yeah, it's right there.
Just scan
Exactly.
it one.
They're
Yeah.
using like QR codes using a lot in shipping, right? In Japan, they use it a lot as
Yeah.
well, right? They're a lot more common on billboards as well. I don't know Calvin Klein how long they kept it up. I know the projected forecast was probably about a week, but yeah, I mean for shipping, logistics, that kind of stuff, awesome. Definitely use them, right? So it's not just only for advertising that benefits. Like there's a lot of other things where you can use them as well, right?
What do you guys have this week that you think is your big inspiration,
Big inspiration.
or is it QR codes?
QR codes?
That's,
I don't know. I don't know about QR codes. I think they look cool. I love like the way like when you go to generate a QR code, like it gives you that crazy like futuristic pattern. Like I feel like in the future, transit shelter billboards or like advertisements gonna be like a half-inch by half-inch ad. That's how
Right,
you're gonna
just one
see.
QR
And you just
code.
gotta scan it, and then it shows you the ad on your cell phone. I think that'd be really cool. one
Yeah,
day.
that'd be really cool.
Yeah. I guess my inspiration this week would be to just kind of go along with the whole social media and QR codes, a shout out to Mashable.com because they just keep up to date on every little piece of technology, every piece of social media that comes.
It's pretty much like the Bible of social media.
Yeah, it is actually. I think they're a little too up to date because this morning I was on Mashable. It's like, oh my god, the new iOS like 4.2 comes out today. I was like trying to download it, and it's like, oh, it doesn't come out till like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's like they had it like so early in the morning. I was like, oh, you guys are too up to date. But
no, it's
good.
awesome though, just for keeping a track of anything, like social media, social anything. Anything advertising, really, anything communications.
Yeah, communications.
It's like by far one of the most valuable resources on Twitter, even like their Facebook page, really, too. That's even better than their Twitter.
Yeah,
it's
I find
like
anyway.
It's
so
overbearing with Twitter.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
so if you want to learn anything, go on the Mashable Facebook page for sure.
Sure. See, my inspiration of the week for me, partying, I guess. I finally went out for the first time this weekend and partied.
Got your mind off of things.
And got my mind off things, cleared it up, and I'm ready to go into grind mode now, definitely.
Good.
For myself, it's the one of the newer TBWA Energizer campaigns.
All right.
So I'm not sure.
The remote?
Yeah, it's kind of like dancing remotes for Energizer, and then it's kind of going into kind of an annoying song about change that annoying channel in the background kind of thing, and then and then all of a sudden you just see the remote flop on the ground, and then kind of leads into like the Energizer, like don't let this happen to you. So I thought that was a pretty cool, pretty cool campaign. So definitely check those ones out.
Definitely. So is that it for the week, guys?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, I think that's everything, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Definitely.